Yes, guys, welcome back to Chasing Green Arrows. We are here to reflect on the game week just gone, but more importantly, to look ahead to game week 18 with a Boxing Day deadline. Merry Christmas Eve, you chasers, and Merry Christmas Eve to you, Mr. Dean Jones. How are you, mate?
I'm good, mate. Yeah, it's raining literally in San Diego. We've got a rainstorm. Rainstorm. I don't know if that just means rain. I'll find out in the next 24 hours. So what people tend to class as a storm here is just a normal rainy day in England. So we'll wait to see. But yeah, it feels a bit more Christmassy because it's not cold. It's a bit chilly. That's why I've got a
jacket on.
Well, I just run in. I've just had to go and pick up the Christmas food shop. My wife's done her shoulder in somehow overnight and is like all seized up, can't really move it, which isn't ideal. So yeah, I've got 2 kids tearing around, going to pick up bits. Chaos, because obviously all I want to do is pick my fantasy team, mate.
Yeah, I know. I've already made moves this week. Mark says, raining here in Morocco too. Oh, raining in Morocco, you're watching AFCON. I was going to say, Mark, you're not. But guys, let us know what the weather is like where you are. So if you want to hit us up in the chat with raining in Vancouver, because you're in Vancouver and it's raining, that'd be awesome. Let's just give us some destinations and some forecasts. We'll flash a few up on screen. Dean, the Arsenal team is out. Arsenal play this evening, and the big news for FPL with that lineup is Hincapié isn't in the squad, and he wasn't pictured in training. So looks like there's a Hincapié injury. That matters to managers like me. I guess it's precautionary. It's an EFL Cup game against Palace. He's gone with a bit of a B team, but the back 4 is first choice. It's Timber, Saliba, Calafiori at centre-back with Lewis Skelly, for those who are fit. But he's rested the likes of Raya, Saka, Odegaard, Gyökeres. Starts for Martinelli, Madueke, Eze and Gabby Jesus. But what do you make of that? Because Hincapié, he's a bit of an all-action hero when he plays. Like, he went and got DEFCON bonus points, looked amazing at the weekend.
Yeah, I guess it's just priorities, isn't it? And while like the League Cup is important because it's the first trophy, in terms of the 4 you're going after, it's the least important, isn't it? I mean, there's no getting away from it.
Yeah.
So Hincapié, it's just a case of squad management, and Arteta has to do this. He's got to be careful, and he'll still believe that team is good enough to beat Palace. Is Norgard playing midfield or in defence?
Midfield.
He's playing midfield.
I think he's playing Calafiori centre back, Lewis Skelly left back. I think from the lineup. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Because obviously Norgard played at the back last time, but Palace will fancy their chances here, mate.
Mate, Palace have gone full strength. I mean, they've gone Benitez in goal, other than Henderson. But other than that, it's the lineup you'd expect. Although he's playing Canvot, who's the guy that steps in for one of the centre backs whenever they're injured. He's playing him as a right wing back, and he's benched Nathaniel Klein. It shows without Daniel Munoz, they don't really have a backup. Like, they're not happy with Klein in that role. And it's such a niche position, wing back. And Munoz offers so much. But he's gone with Nketiah, Mateta, Pino, Wharton, Lerma in the middle. So it's going to be a tight game now. I fancy that. It's quite a watchable game tonight.
Yeah, so that will be a good game. Not sure I'm going to have time to watch it by the sound of the way my day's going. But I'll definitely have to catch up on it later in the day. Big game for Glasner because, I mean, Palace are threatening to spiral here, mate. I'm not convinced that Palace are heading in the right direction at all, but this could definitely stabilise things and make sure they are not about to head in the wrong direction.
It was a big defeat, wasn't it? 4-1 to Leeds. I don't think many saw that coming. When did Palace ever concede 4?
I mean, Leeds played well, but Palace were rattled and all over the place in that game. So I do think that this is important for them to prove, that they are still the real deal, because Palace have been really good over the course of 2025. Thanks for everyone getting in your weather updates. I'm enjoying.
Let's flash a few up. What did you see, Dean? What did you see?
Well, it's freezing in Pompey, snowing in Calgary,
Shock.
Snow in Finland. We had an update from Sigurd that says there's no white Christmas in Iceland this year, just wind and rain. Iceland. Got to be snowing in Iceland.
Want my money back?
He says it's very unusual that this is the case, as you would have thought would be weird. What's Steve confused about?
That he signed up for another membership, maybe? Don't know. Pressed the wrong button and he signed up for another month. Mate, sunny in Malta. Shock.
Sleet in Brooklyn. Warmest year ever here in the UK. Is it warm, G? mild?
No, but it is warmer than I think ever. I think I saw that stat the other day. It doesn't mean it's warm. It just means it's not as cold.
Yeah. I've
Cold
always
enough
found that
to
England's
rain
been
it.
quite mild on Christmas Day anyway. I can't remember the last time I was like
Yeah.
absolutely freezing on Christmas Day.
We talk about the season shifting in England quite a lot because our cold months aren't December anymore. That's sort of Feb, and actually,
It's
I
Feb,
remember
mate, yeah.
March gets a lot can get snow.
Totally. I'm heading back to
December's
England in
mild.
Feb, and yeah, stupid
Winter.
time to come back. I'm going to be absolutely freezing because to me, you know, anything under 15 degrees is cold now, and I'm going to be heading into probably 0, I imagine. Off court, Dean, do you have any Semenyo breaking news? Look, I still believe that Man United and Man City are in the lead for Semenyo because they have both made actual pitches to Semenyo's people about how he would fit in. Chelsea haven't done that. Chelsea have touched base about the situation. So Man United are all about, this is how you fit into our team. You're going to be left wing back and right wing back, basically, sometimes a 10. We're Man United. We are the most successful team you could join, like in terms of like heritage and traditions. And this is the greatest football arena. And we are heading back in the right direction. And you're going to be the man that helps take us there. Whereas Man City's pitch is like, if you want to win now and be coached by Pep Guardiola, then come here. Which is
will he start though? How many times has Pep spent that sort of money?
And like Semenyo and Oscar Bob are kind of on their way out.
Yeah, but Doku, when fit, is playing well.
But you play him on the left, you play Semenyo on the right.
Yeah, I just don't feel like Semenyo's as good on the right. I don't know. I feel like he's going to want to be on the left.
I think they'll if he wants to play Doku, then Semenyo can go on the right. Doku is not always going to play like so Semenyo can go on the left. I think the City would lose one of Semenyo or Oscar Bob. Yeah. So
there's been talk that Bob could go to Palace, but I know Palace linked with Brennan Johnson as well. But I'd quite be excited about for an FPL perspective, a Bob or a Brennan Johnson at Palace would be quite exciting.
Yeah. I'll tell you what to look out for on Semenyo is potentially if another club was to get involved, and I'm very skeptical of the Chelsea thing, but I wouldn't be surprised if Arsenal just
said, really?
Hello. I just got a suspicion that because this is really dangerous to Arsenal, if Semenyo goes to Man City.
I hear you. Yeah.
And what do Arsenal, if Arsenal were to upgrade something, then
it would be on left.
Martinelli
and Trossard, you can't say an Eze sometimes plays there, but there's no standout on the left.
So if you are going to upgrade your own team and make sure that somebody else isn't getting the edge on you, 65 mil it's going to cost you to make sure it's like an insurance policy, really, but you're also getting a good player. Like, I don't think Semenyo is. He's got all the, to have all these teams chasing. It's not like there's no other player like him in the world. Like when I woke up this morning and saw Chelsea have inquired, I was like, I wanted to swear, to be honest, G, because I was like, hang on, you've got like Garnacho, you've got Gittins, you've got like Esteval, whatever. You've got like 7 players that already do this, and you've got more already lined up from other teams to come in. You don't need Semenyo, you know? Anyway, That's my.
I like the idea that you say with Arsenal because it stops the others getting him. I remember a couple of seasons ago, it was when Forest got a bit of money and it was January window and they were looking like they're going to go down, and they were like, Burnley are looking like they could go down. Chris Wood's up for grabs. He had a release clause, and Forest just went and paid the Chris Wood release clause and went and stole Burnley's only source of goals. And then Chris Wood scored those goals. Burnley went down. Forest stayed up, and it was like Forest didn't really want him long term. I actually ended up keeping him long term. He's done well, but it was quite interesting that.
It's funny. Everyone's writing in the comments. Chelsea pull out. I haven't been online. I've only I've been out running Christmas errands for the last 2 hours. But when I woke up, I was a bit annoyed. I woke up. I'd written a piece for Flash Score last night. It's like a tug of war: Man United v Man City for Semenyo. These are the reasons why. Go on Flash Score and read it if you fancy, people. And get the Flash Score app as well. It's great. But. So I woke up and like on my phone, it's just like Chelsea, Semenyo. I was like, hang on, what? And then so quickly, I've like read it. I was like, obviously it's Ornstein, so I'm taking it seriously. But what? So I quickly texted a couple of people and they're like, it's just, I wouldn't worry about it. It's still Man United and Man City. And if anyone comes in, it's Arsenal. And now everyone's saying that Chelsea are being ruled out. So that doesn't totally surprise me. And to be honest, I'm really pleased because I do not want Semenyo ending up at Chelsea for his sake or my sake. Max says, Dean, do you prefer Flash Score to FOTMob? Well, Flash Score employ me, and I only use their app. So, yeah. I've never actually used FOTMob, to be honest. So
I haven't either.
I can't give you a genuine...
I'm one football and Sofa Score in the two.
I was Live Score,
and
now I'm Flash Score. So that's where
they're all quite similar. They're all good. They're all good for different. Some of them have got different edges for different things. Like I like the average position maps on Sofa Score. I like the video clips on One Football. Yeah, they've all got different. But if you get Flash Score, you get Dean's articles. So
there you go. You get some news as well. Anyway, let's talk about FPL.
Glenn's just gifted another membership. So Glenn, thank you so much. And there'll be a members only video that you can go and watch today. I don't know if it's been published yet, but I sent one over earlier. Maybe that'll be later today. So yeah, do keep your eyes on that, guys. We've got loads to discuss today. We want to go for all the main key cogs. Dean's going to share his team. I want to start on someone, Dean, that has been, well, I want to start on the biggest conversation, I think, for the week. And that is captaincy for game week 18.
Okay.
We've got a graphic of Haaland at the weekend. And obviously Haaland triple captain by loads. And you'll see, guys, it was hard to get a green arrow this week unless you triple captained, because there was like a million managers on triple captain. Now, I love the fact that Haaland has shared all about FPL's tweet or Instagram image, which is cool. He shared it on his stories. 48 points. You're welcome. And we'll do a poll right now. Are you captaining Haaland in game week 18? Yes or no? Because Dean, so many are buying Ekitike this week, and we'll talk about Ekitike after the captaincy discussion. But let's assume most have Ekitike, and I know you do, and I know I will have, and I know most of the chasers will have Ekitike. Home to Wolves versus Haaland, who goes to Forest. Sean Dyche teams don't concede many, especially at the City Ground. Where are you at with captaincy? Is Haaland just too good to consider other options, or should we look at Ekitike and go, Anfield versus Wolves? It's a good option.
It is a really good option. I mean, I said last week, though, that I'm just not going against Haaland anymore. I am genuinely going to do a set and forget. So it's hard to come away from that. Nah, I'm going to stick on Haaland, mate.
Oh, yeah, you're pretty convinced on that. I'm keen to see where the chasers are at.
I'm not convinced, but I'm like...
You can't be asked.
I'm not going against him anymore, mate. I regret it almost every time I do it.
Same.
And I always say I'm never going to do it. So... Look, maybe I do miss it. I've got Ekitike already. I already had him coming into this game week, so I haven't had to transfer him in.
You saved some money there because he's had a crazy amount of price rises. You probably paid like 8.5. He's 8.8 now.
It's 8.8. So, yeah, I mean, what are Wolves going to do? Wolves are just going to park the bus, right?
Can they do that, though, Wolves? Do they know how to park the bus?
Well, they've come close to doing it, like a couple of times recently. In their last game, obviously, who was it against when they just like the whole team just basically collapsed as the winning goal went in when they lost 2-1 the other day? I can't remember. I've had a mind blank. But I don't think Liverpool will batter them.
Yeah.
I think they'll have all the ball, but I think Wolves just stay in shape and just like make it painful, really. Haaland's Haaland. Like I'm not going to do it. I'm not captaining Ekitike. I'm not coming away from Haaland. I'm not going to allow myself to be swayed. I'm just not. This is it. I'm genuinely sticking on Haaland for captain for the rest of the season.
I'm really torn on this. Like I like to say at the start of any game week, like where I'm at, and often I'll say I'm 70-30 or I'm 60-40, and whatever weightage I've put towards it, it's often quite a reflective outcome come deadline day. This is one this is going to be like a gut shot during a deadline stream for me. I'm so 50-50 because it's the sensible pick back in against or with the EO with a guy that I think's gonna score against Forest. But I just question the ceiling. I'm like, do I see Haaland scoring 2 or 3 returns? And I guess but I definitely think Ekitike too. And I think Ekitike probably takes penalties. Szoboszlai is suspended. There's no Mo Salah, so it's between Ekitike and McAllister for the pens. I think Ekitike might get him as the striker. I think he could. But yeah, you lot are considering other options too. 63% of you are on Haaland. Usually that is a way higher percentage. Lurkers in the chat. If you want to come over, says CH, take a second and say hi in the chat.
Yeah,
also
nice.
get voting if you're a lurker. And if you want to, guys, if you're a lurker or not, there's 132 of you watching. We'd love you to hit that like button. It massively boosts the algorithm. Do be sure to subscribe to Chasing Green Arrows. We've got you covered through the festive period.
Yeah. Sorry, the game I was thinking of was Arsenal. I was just like trying to trigger my memory. I was like, it wasn't the last game. Who was it? It was obviously Wolves lost 2-1 to Arsenal.
That was tight.
It was tight. It took 2 own goals. Right.
And that was at the Emirates. And I feel like Wolves, when they're at home, like when they got battered versus Man United at Molineux, there's a bit of a pressure to play. But away from home, maybe they go in there a little bit more, as you say, a little bit more defensive.
Yeah. Like away from home, they also lost, was it 1-0 to Villa? It's not bad. It's not a bad result. Like to only lose. They've lost both of those games by the odd goal.
And that's tough away days.
And they haven't conceded loads there.
Okay. You might be convincing me here.
I don't think this is like 4-0 Liverpool necessarily. Like, obviously it could be. But I don't think this is like a banker 4-0.
Yeah.
So
and Liverpool versus Spurs actually were pretty disappointing. It was 2-1, but Spurs out XG'd them with 9 men. Like
the problem I've got obviously is that now, like, I don't really want Ekitike to score now. that's I'm having both of these. It's just a weird scenario to be in.
CH says 27 likes. Everyone's thumbs must be sore from rapping and cooking.
Oh my god!
Come on, guys, get your thumbs out.
What's a good question? If Semenyo does join Man City, is he?
Do I sell him in FPL?
Yeah.
Do I hold him or sell him? And
what do you do?
I mean, I'm a Semenyo owner.
Because it's coming very soon, right? It's good. This is like we're talking 10 days time. This would happen.
Yeah, because the window opens on the 2nd, doesn't it? And it will happen straight away.
It has to happen in the first 10 days, or it doesn't happen.
Right. So let's assume Semenyo is at City by. Let me look at their schedule. I mean, he's probably not going to play the 4th or the 7th of January. He could be there by the 7th of January, but let's assume
he could be there by the 7th of January. Yeah.
7th of January, it's Brighton at home, but then it's not till the 17th of January. Game week 21 is 7th of January. Game week 22 is 17th. There's a break. I think it's FA Cup.
Yeah.
Man United away would be his first fixture. And then you get Wolves at home. And then you get Tottenham and Liverpool. Like you get 3 of the teams in the first 4 that he's been linked with. Which would be quite funny.
That's brilliant. Maybe that's why he wants to go there.
You could also end up with 4 City players. It'd be the only way of having 4 City players in your squad. If you already have 3, and I do, I've got O'Reilly, Foden, Haaland. If Semenyo joins, my next transfer then will only be allowed to go through whenever I make it. Has to be a City sale. That's how it works. But for a couple of weeks, I could run with 4 City. It'd be quite fun.
That would be quite fun, mate. Pad that squad out now.
I do think he becomes a rotation risk and a minutes risk. I'm not comfortable with Semenyo at City. If he went and joined Liverpool or Man United Arsenal and City, both those teams, I go, you're going to be eased in. You're going to get a lot of 60 or 30s early on. And I think it just puts me off and it makes him an immediate sell for me as soon as he joins.
Yeah. Nikolai says Pep usually slow to integrate new players, but he's signing him for impact in the second half of the season.
And when he did that in January last year, he went and bought Marmoush and started him 15 out of 16 games.
There's no
January signings, probably
especially
not.
one from within the Premier League.
True say. Marmoush was a great example, though. He started him literally 15 out of 16 after he joined.
He started more then than he does now.
And there was someone else he bought last year and started loads. I can't remember who it was. It was the other January signing. I can't remember who it was. Someone will let us know in the chat.
But yeah,
Reinders has come straight in, pretty much, first choice.
Mate, Reinders wound me up the other day.
He's looking good again.
I've waited ages for that bloke to return. Took him out the team, replaced him with Cherky, and he goes and scores.
That good goal as well. Haaland got the Haaland's getting assists now. It's mental. We'll come off this Haaland graphic and we'll move to Ekitike chat. Dean, he is the most transferred in player, I think, of the game week. Isak's injury. It's not. It just makes Ekitike so nailed now, right?
Yeah. It's a very nice thing to happen, to be honest, for FPL reasons. Just knowing that you've got now a Liverpool striker. He was already their best asset. And now he definitely plays. I think Wirtz is coming into the question, mate. I do think,
yes.
if I was like to do a wild card or something, I think I'd have a punt on Wirtz.
I think he went up in price last night, and a lot of Bruno sellers have gone to Wirtz because Bruno, and again, we need to discuss Bruno, but Bruno's looking like, let's say he's going to be out for 4 weeks. Who do you replace Bruno with? Now, I've made an early transfer of Bruno to Cunha, but I was tempted on Wirtz. I was tempted. You get Wolves at home straight away, straight off the bat, and then you get Leeds at home.
Yeah. It's an interesting one for sure.
Dean loves Wirtz as a FL Discomfort Kieran. He says, yes, Dean, Wirtz is the one. I may be captaining him.
Yeah, so it's taken me a
Kieran's
while.
been very vocal on X about why you shouldn't go Cunha. I disagree. He says Cunha's now playing for an attacking team that has no Ahmad, no Mbermo, no Bruno. They're not going to do much. The second half versus Villa, they didn't have any of those players, and they looked quite good, and Cunha should have scored. I still think United's attacking numbers will be perfectly fine. Maybe not as good, but still good enough. But yeah, he's a big fan of bringing Wirtz in because of the fixture.
Yeah, I think the fixture exactly that. But Wirtz has also been looking good, and obviously I've been very hesitant to go there. But now he's starting to get in the groove. I think people that have said it won't work out are going to end up looking very silly. It's just one of those things that takes a bit of time. What his output's actually going to be, I don't know. But there's no way that Wirtz is going through this season without goals and assists to his name. And the fact that they've been so dry in that sense just makes me believe that as soon as the floodgates start to open, we really are going to see something here. So now that he's had a breakthrough with an assist, I think we should be considering it. I don't like the pick of Cunha at all either, mate. I've gone there.
I think he's got something.
I don't get it. Like I get it a bit because I watch Man United and I see how he'll shoot from anywhere. He drives. How's he missed that header?
The timing was so bad. And the commentary team in England were like, Gary Neville or whoever it was like, it's a bigger miss than a penalty. And I was like, yeah, it is. But for me, no one, I think it was Roy Keane actually in the studio after, but what they didn't discuss was how the reason he missed. And it's something that headers of a football, often the best headers of a football aren't the big lads necessarily. It's those with the best timing. And the timing, he was on the way down. He just got it all wrong. The timing was off. But
yeah, it was a bad miss. It was a bad miss.
It was so bad.
But yeah, United should have got something from that game. They should have.
Yeah.
I thought they played fine mostly.
And Cunha looks like he's putting his hand up to go, I'm the big fish here. And with no Bruno in the team, Cunha will take that role. And he'll also take the role of penalties. I think Cunha's going to thrive in that environment of bigger fish, smaller pond. And
mate, but no Mazraoui, no Diallo, no Bruno, no Mbermo.
They didn't have any of them second half versus Villa, and they look good. Mason Mount, mate. Money Mace. Sesko. Lissandro Martinez playing centre mid. Look really good.
I'm just not sold on this working. I'm just not sold on having the
teams are set up to attack. That's the this season. I know they've got those good players you've just mentioned.
It's true, like from FPL standing, yeah, that's true.
They score goals.
They do score goals. They do score goals. Like you don't trust them as a team because they'll concede. But yeah, you're right. You're right.
So I'm there, and look, the fixtures are about to get really tasty. Newcastle isn't a great entry point at home, and I fancy probably Newcastle to get something in that game. But after that, it's great. He also has Wolves at Old Trafford coming up. I also think Mason Mount could be someone. Honestly, I have a 50-50 feeling on Cunha, says Jay, off core. I think he can do well from 19 because of the fixtures, but not because United are good. Absolutely. It's if fixtures play. But I think Newcastle away from home tend to be fairly vulnerable as well. All right, let's talk about the other player in that fixture, Dean. We've got a graphic on him. Your boy, Morgan Rogers. I don't know any FPL managers with him because he's not sort of a FPL community darling because the fixtures aren't there moving forward. Like Morgan Rogers is a dreadful run of fixtures now. But you could argue Man United was a tough fixture and he went and got 15 points. Now, he is playing to heights where you just have to go, doesn't matter about the fixture, doesn't matter about the low XG, doesn't matter that Villa aren't great. This is a superstar in the making. And when he's confident and hot, he is scoring goals.
Yeah, because all it takes is a free kick. All it takes is a moment and he's burying them. So I don't care if he's playing Chelsea, Arsenal, or Nottingham Forest. I'm sticking with this rhythm that he's riding because one of the only tried and tested things we can do in FPL. When someone's got form like that across 6 games, same reason people have been on Foden, same people were jumping on Harry Wilson last week. You've just got to trust that it starts to remain consistent. And like, as much love in the world as I'd like to give to Harry Wilson, Morgan Rogers is going to have a better chance of being consistent than Harry Wilson is, just because of the team that he's playing in, the level of the league position that they've reached, and now the aspirations that they've got. I trust Unai Emery a lot here.
Do you? He finds ways of winning, and his teams often don't create huge XG, but they score goals, and he encourages them to shoot from those low XG chances. I heard Rodgers say post-match a couple of weeks ago, the gaffers told us to shoot from distance and take shots on, and they've scored more goals outside the area than any other team by some distance.
That's it. And like he's got in his locker, he can just smash one, he can curl one, or he can do that dip thing he does. Like, so he's got
he can hit the valve, yeah.
So, you know, he's got 3 really good finishes that keepers don't really know what's coming in a split second. It's gone because of how ferocious he can hit a ball.
So should we be buying Rodgers over Cunha? Should we be buying Rodgers over Wirtz? Like everyone in the community is buying Wirtz or Cunha. I've just bought Cunha myself. We don't own Rodgers and we're still not buying him. Like what is it?
Good. I'm glad no one's buying him.
I just wasn't convinced by him. Like I'm still not convinced.
You're a Chelsea fan. Do you think Chelsea? What do you think his chances are of scoring against Chelsea?
I think he probably scores.
Probably. Is it like the way that I think he got a good chance of scoring against Chelsea?
And he will love playing against his old mate Cole Palmer as well. It's like the battle of
that'd be fun.
Battle of that celebration. They're good mates. They're Man City academy lads together.
Yeah. So I don't know which way that game goes necessarily, but
Villa score,
I think. Yeah. I mean, Sanchez has obviously been much improved and he's getting more clean sheets these days. I'll tell you what, look, if Ollie Watkins can start actually scoring goals, Villa are in the title race. At the moment, I'm not thinking they're going to beat Arsenal or Man City to the league title, but imagine if Ollie Watkins was also scoring goals. He's not. He's still doing well, but I find it interesting to think about what could be the case. And it's just, it's a strange league this season, obviously, and I'm not exactly sure which style of play is going to lead to success. But I did see a thing the other day about, in a time when everybody's talking about long balls and set pieces, who are the 3 sides who play the fewest long balls in the division? Like statistically, the fewest long balls.
Man City.
Yep.
Liverpool.
Nope.
Chelsea.
Nope.
Arsenal.
Yep. And Villa.
No way.
Top 3. The top 3. They play the fewest long balls.
That approach. Wow.
Yeah.
I know they play the high line defensively, Villa, very much so. But I'm surprised it's a lot of short passes.
Yeah. And then the 3 teams with the best passing accuracy, Arsenal, Man City, Villa.
Yeah.
Who are the 2 teams that play? Who are the 2 teams with the most long passes this season?
Bournemouth, Brentford,
Burnley and Wolves. Like statistically, it's Burnley and Wolves who are absolutely nailed to the bottom of the league. So James just said Dean is such a United hater. Like I that's how good I am, mate, at being neutral.
Yeah.
How good is that? Because you think I'm a Man United fan and he thinks I'm a United hater.
You're a United fan. I'm the United hater on this channel.
I've never been called a United hater.
United fan.
I'm realistic about Man United in where they are. I'd love to see Man United
win. So defensive. Honestly,
I'd love to see United win the league again. Like if I was to pick a team, I'd love to see Man United win the league. But realistic enough to know that ain't happening for a couple of years.
If Fulham weren't in the Prem, Dean would be wearing a United shirt most streams, guys. Dean doesn't hate United as much as Gianni. There you go. Mark, one of our regulars, knows.
There you go. He knows.
Yeah. We got to talk Frimpong because a few in the chat have mentioned Frimpong. Bradley is 50-50, I think, to play. But we know Szoboszlai can play right back. It was interesting when Frimpong came on for half an hour, and he's been out for months. He's not ready to play 90, but he could get a 60. He played Szoboszlai right back when Frimpong came on, and he played Frimpong front 3 in the Salah role. And we did think when Salah goes to AFCON, there was a chance Frimpong was going to take that position. I fancy 60 minutes of Frimpong versus Wolves playing front three on the right. I think we could see it. Interesting differential punt, but I just don't think we're necessarily in the market for Liverpool defenders. I think he'll be in 1 week out the next. Far from nailed in that team, and he hasn't shown slot that he can do it defensively as a right back yet. So I think I'd still, on free hit, I'd go there maybe, but don't think I'd use a transfer. And transfers have become precious, Dean. Like, we've got injuries to players like Bruno, and all of a sudden we've gone from 5 free transfers to now going, I'm thinking transfers are tight. So, yeah, where are you at with transfers in general when you're planning for this week? We should probably show your team. How many transfers have you got? How many have you used already? And guys, let us know in the chat. How many free transfers are you going to have in game week 19? Oh, yeah, let's talk Bruno replacements first, though.
Yeah, okay. So Bruno replacement, this is nice. So I don't have Bruno, so this is irrelevant for me. And in fact, out of those 4, I've only got 1. I've got Morgan Rogers.
Wow, I've got 2. I've got Foden and Cunha.
Yeah, so it's interesting to, like, obviously the amount of green there on Bruno Guimaraes, and like I think he'll be slept on out of those 4.
Yeah. And Anthony Gordon as well, maybe same sort of price point. He's looking good.
I just don't like Anthony Gordon at the moment. Like, I don't know.
I tell you what's annoying about
sneaky good.
He gets subbed earlier as well, though, doesn't he? He's not a 90-minute man like all these players have become 90-minute men. Gordon is not.
Yeah. So I think that Guimaraes is actually a really good pick, and I'd quite like to get there for that 5-game stretch.
Would you? Yeah.
Yeah,
he's way more attacking this year.
Like, I'm not really put off any of the next 5, to be honest. Even the 6th against Villa, like, who knows? Like, so I honestly, I know I've just bigged up Rodgers, and I'll stick to that, but at $1 million less than Cunha, almost 2 million less than Foden. He's not a better pick than Foden. I'm not going to say that, but like, he's 2 million less than Foden.
Yeah, money matters.
I think in the community generally, like, he won't be really like pushed forward as a solution to this problem, and I think actually that it's a fine pick.
Do you think Foden's appeal has lessened slightly by the fact that Doku's out and he's playing on the left? Now, Foden doesn't play on the left in the same way as Doku. He's not hugging the touchline, but he's not in his favoured 10. He is drifting inside, and he has been unlucky to not get points in the last couple of games. But I feel like Foden's not quite the same asset when he's on the left. I want to see him purely central, and that's where he got all his hauls.
Yeah. Sorry, I keep getting Semenyo news flashing up on my phone. It's really distracting me now, saying that Man City are going to get him. But yeah, it's the Foden form was like super impressive, and so you look at like those fixtures, and because they're away, I don't like it when it says away, right?
No, and City are bullies at home, and away they can struggle.
So it's slightly off-putting, but at the end of the day, City in a title race should go and beat Forest and Sunderland away. And if they do that, then Phil Foden's going to be instrumental in it. So that's interesting. I mean, obviously the 5th name that you could throw in here would be Semenyo. But but is Semenyo now done at Bournemouth? If he's on
there's questions in the chat from Freddie. Will he start versus Bournemouth? We've got to remember, guys, the transfer window doesn't open till the 2nd. He's about to play Bournemouth on the 27th.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, Brentford away. Surely he starts that football match. Or do we see a world in which he's taken out the firing line, the fear of injury, blah, blah, blah? I would like to think he still plays at least 1 more game for Bournemouth. He could get 2 before the deal goes through.
Yeah.
Is it normal to see a player miss out, or do you expect him to start? I mean, he's been such a servant. He's going to want to end on a high, but surely he starts versus Brentford.
I don't know. Like, this is a business.
So will Bournemouth look at it and go, what if he breaks his leg? We want 65 million here.
Well, yeah, because then a lot's off the table if that were to happen. What did Man City say? Like, it depends how far. I mean, Fabrizio's just tweeted like in the next days or something. You know, he kind of writes. Obviously, he's not English himself, so like the way he words things is like a little bit like hard to know if he actually means in the next few days or does he mean in a week or whatever. But obviously, like the trigger comes in January. So
and
you
the
would
game is
assume
coming up is the 27th of December. Then he plays again on the 30th of December. His next two games are both away from the Vitality, Brentford and Chelsea, but they come on the 27th and 30th. That is 4 days away.
I mean, you definitely don't buy him anyway. let's leave it at that. You don't buy Semenyo anymore unless you want him as
He's
your
on
fourth
4
Man
yellow
City.
cards, by the way.
Unless you want him as your fourth Man City asset, and you're not going to do any other transfers for January. Like that's the only reason you get him.
He's going to get his 5th yellow, isn't he? He's going to get a yellow card against Brentford, and then he's got the suspension to help just deal with his little, dot the I's and cross the T's on his transfer.
Yeah.
He'll miss that Chelsea game so he can do all the admin. And have a good New Year's. It'll be really interesting, guys. Make sure you're following Dean on social for all his transfer updates as well. He has written on this in depth. And guys, if you are just tuning in for the first time, I'm Gianni, he's Dean, he's in San Diego, and he's a journo that's beaten me in FPL, but a journalist first and foremost, great for the transfer insight ahead of the January window, guys. We'll ask him lots about moves. And I am your FPL enthusiast. Having an all right season. Not as good as Dean. I think I'm around 400k. I've not even looked at my ranks.
Yeah, I just looked at mine before we came on, and I'm at 200k now. I thought I'd be a little bit higher.
Take 200k and 400k though, won't we? It's not a bad.
It's not bad. It's not bad. Yeah, I feel looking at my team and stuff. I'm okay with it.
Well, let's see this team. Where are you at, and where are you at with your transfers?
Yes, okay. So I haven't made any transfers this week. I've got 2 transfers in my back pocket. This is the side as it is. I hate Thiago. He's never scored a goal for me. But I'm keeping him.
I think it's very dangerous selling. I've just sold him last night.
I just know as soon as I sell him,
I'm slightly worried because he's got 3 homes in the next 4, and he's a very good home banker.
Yeah, so I'm sticking with him. I don't know if I'll make a transfer, if I'm totally honest.
What have you got in the bank?
I've got 2 transfers and 1.2 mil.
Yeah, you don't need a transfer here.
I don't need one. I could definitely make one.
I mean, Van der Ven needs to go at some point.
Van der Ven definitely needs to go. And I don't know who to put Van der Ven or Gahey, to be honest.
I'll probably start Gahey in that one.
Probably. But, Cherky, I'll just stick with for the Forest game. I think I don't think he's a great pick for this week, but who knows? He could pull something out. Sticking with the Rice Saka combo, I'm starting to believe that people are jumping off of Saka, so I kind of hope that does happen because he's obviously.
I think that'll happen a lot. I think that'll happen a lot next week after Brighton, and I think a lot will actually go to your boy Rice. I think they'll stick with an Arsenal midfielder and just go. They're pretty much produced the same. And in fact, Rice has produced more points and he's 3 million less. I think I might go from Saka to Rice and save the money.
It's just this penalty thing that annoyed me.
Oh, he's going to be on 50% of the pens.
Why? I just got rid of Gyökeres. I brought him back in last week, didn't I?
Yeah, I know.
And then I got straight rid of him again. Okay, it's fine. I bought Ekitike in, but I didn't think you'd take Pen. I thought it'd be Saka. So that's a bit annoying. But overall, mate, I think I'll probably ride this week out. I'll slot Gahey in for Van der Ven probably, and then I'll go with that team.
And you're going to need some Arsenal defenders soon, mate, because I think that I encourage people to go to an Arsenal double up. I think that's my members only video this week is about how you need an Arsenal double up. You don't have an Arsenal defender or goalkeeper. And Gabriel, CH asked when's he back. Originally, they said the Aston Villa game in 19, I think, was being targeted. So we could see Gabriel back in the game week 19. And if we do, the world and their dog are going to want to buy Gabriel because he is the only defender in the game that offers everything. He is the best defender by some distance, right? So we've got to think about how we're going to have money in our teams to make, say, a Van der Ven or a Van Heck Gabriel. That's going to cost us $1.5 million or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I could go in this. I could go like a Cucurella towards Gabriel to do it in a simple switch. But I might want to keep Cucurella. I haven't decided yet. I don't know how long Cucurella's in my team for. So Yeah, there's a bit to consider there. But generally, I think having 3 transfers after the games on Boxing Day going into the new year will leave me in a good place, because if I do need to get to Gabriel, I need to move things around a bit. It will allow me a bit more freedom to do that.
Yeah, like that. There we go. Dean is well set. We'll show our teams more on the deadline stream, guys. Just to let you know, I have made moves. I'll just give you the names I've gone for. I've bought in. Bruno's gone to Cunha. Thiago's gone to Ekitike, and I think Thiago's a proper risky sell. I know that, but sometimes you've got to sell a good player for a better player. And I've gone Miley, a 4.4 Miley in, because I just want bench fodder. I don't know if he'll start every game. He's been playing well at right back, or but even before that, centre mid. But Miley's 4.4, and I just want money in my 11. And I'm happy playing FPL with 12 players. I'm currently playing with 12. Like I have one good sub. No benching dilemmas, 4-4-2, and it's kind of working.
Yeah,
happy with that.
So I'm just getting loads of messages now on my socials about Semenyo and stuff, and choosing City over United and stuff. It's obviously going to cause a bit of a rift. When did we say that game was, by the way?
Was it I think it'd be his first game potentially. Yeah,
potentially the first game. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's helped Man United there, by the way, that they've gone for the whole pitch of like, well, you can come here and you can play left wing back.
Yeah, it's just a term, isn't it? Wing back.
Oh, cool. That sounds good. Pep just said to me, I can go over there and win the Champions next year. Yeah, you can come here, play left wing back, and qualify for the Champions League. And he's like, oh, well, I just had a meeting at the Etihad, and they said I can play anywhere across the front line and win the Premier League and the Champions League this season.
Yeah, like, and be coached by Pep, who like I feel like when you're joining a club and you want a level of stability, and I know Pep's not going to be around forever, but you're going to get that experience. With Amorim, like if he was sacked at the end of the season, you're not going to be surprised. And it's like, oh, I've just signed for a manager here and bought into a philosophy, and he's not even around. And then what happens?
It's just levels at the moment, isn't it? Like traditionally, Man United are bigger. Like Man United still have more fans. United are huge across the world. Blah 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 blah. All true, all true. As a player, right here, right now, you're Semenyo. Like you're not picking Man United over Man City.
I'd pick Liverpool though. I'm surprised the Liverpool.
Well, they didn't go for it in the end, like because Salah's staying now.
So because of Salah, even though it's a different position, it's just the money and whatever.
It's just like, well, Isak's injured, so Salah stays, and we were only getting Semenyo if Salah leaves.
Yeah, I just felt like that was the club where I could see him fitting with the identity, the style, and also the space in the 11. I don't think Gakpo's the long-term answer for the left-hand side for Liverpool. I think Semenyo's better. And I just felt like he comes straight into the 11 and doesn't have to keep looking over his shoulder, which he will at City. And, and again, you also have the trophies and Champions Leagues and whatever at Liverpool. I thought Liverpool would suit him more.
No, I think it would have been a good fit, but I also think that they're a bit wary of buying any more players right now, unless they're absolutely definitely needed,
True. And Wirtz actually has been playing in that slot on the left. And it's like, what do we do with our 120 million Wirtz then? Like, play him 10, yes, but that hasn't worked out.
And you've still got Isak, he's just injured, and you've got Ekitike, and you've got Gakpo, and you've still got Mo Salah, and you might have Harvey Elliott coming back, and you've got Szoboszlai who moves forward into those spaces. They've got so much already going on, and
give Chiesa a game.
Give Chiesa a game. Like, it's Semenyo's good, and someone said he would be good as a wing back. I agree, he would actually be good as a wing back, but he doesn't have to do that.
No,
he doesn't have to. If Man United were the only team in for him right now, and he could go from Bournemouth to Man United, then yeah, do it.
Very
100%. But if at the same time you're like, well, you could also do this at Man City, then
you can have a luxury position. He's good enough to hold that.
What do you think Arsenal would have been like if Arsenal had have come into the picture? Like I'd heard, like maybe they do it just to stop. Because I still don't think that's the worst idea they could have done, is to stop Man City getting him, give him something to think about.
He'd be great, wouldn't he? He'd be great. And Arsenal comes with living in London as well, which I always think's a bit of a draw for a player. I don't know Semenyo's connections around the country, but I can imagine, I'd much rather move to London than Manchester. Manchester's a perfectly fine city, but London for me is a big draw still for a footballer. When you got that sort of money, living in London's amazing. And Arteta's a cool coach to work for, and Arsenal will win things. And he's better than Trossard, and he's better than Martinelli. I guess because of the Eze signing. If they didn't sign Eze, who is going to end up playing a lot on the left, maybe that Semenyo transfer is more likely.
Let's look at who Bournemouth replace him with. Let's see who Bournemouth end up getting in, because that person is likely to be a good asset.
Bournemouth score goals.
They won't mess up whatever they do, and I'll try and get some info on it for the next show.
Will they replace him in this window? Do you think they have to?
Yeah, they'll go straight out in Jan. Straight out in Jan, they're going to replace Semenyo. Yeah,
that'll be interesting.
And I would trust Bournemouth with their recruitment. And they've known this has come. They've known for a few months this was likely to happen. They wanted Semenyo to stay for the season, but
they've got people lined up, probably outside the Premier League. Would you say there doesn't feel like there's
be outside.
Bournemouth do scout well outside the Premier League. They'll be shopping in Spain or in Italy, probably, but
they'll get someone a bit different to come in. So
but they'll go and spend what 20, 30 million on a replacement.
Thought so.
Interesting. Love a bit of Bournemouth. And I love Iraola, and I always back their teams to score. Krupi Jr. might get a little bit of game time, a little bit more game time straight away. Don't do it, says Glenn on Semenyo. Calvin Phillips vibes. Yeah, maybe. There's been a few Rodwell, Phillips, but they're different profiles.
Yeah, Calvin Phillips needs a move. Maybe he'll go Bournemouth.
Where is he? Is he still at Ipswich?
It's not Man City,
I don't know. I picture him on loan at West Ham, on loan at Ipswich, and not doing well at either of those clubs. And it's like, you should have stayed at Leeds.
I think he's at Man City.
Addy more game time, says Mark. I think he's at AFCON now, though, isn't he? Bob to Bournemouth. I like that shout, Jay.
Bob to Bournemouth is something that's been mooted, as is Brennan Johnson.
Brennan. Both Bob and Brennan are better on the right, but and ideally you want someone that's going to play more on the left, because that is where he's played 90% of his minutes at Bournemouth, and that's where the gap is. But maybe Bob and Brennan are good enough just to go and play on that side. Harvey Elliott to Bournemouth, He can't
play. Harvey Elliott can't join another team. He's already played for Liverpool and he's played for Aston Villa.
So in the Premier League, he cannot get minutes for another team other than going back to Liverpool and getting minutes, because he's not getting any at Villa.
Yeah.
Or he has to go overseas on loan.
Yeah, he can't play for another team. Yeah.
Such a shame for Harvey Elliott. It should have worked out at Villa. I punted him into my team. Mainu to Bournemouth. I can't
on the left wing.
One. Yeah, can't see him playing. But I'm loving your suggestions in the chat, though, guys. Thank you for all your contributions, and thank you for hitting those buttons today. We'll be back for a deadline stream on Boxing Day as well, of course. We want to answer your questions as well. We've still got plenty of time. The captaincy poll was out there. I think that rounded up with about 65-ish %.
Yeah, it was Haaland by a bit of a distance, I think, to go for it.
Mate, what do we make? Let's talk a little bit more about Man United and Bruno Fernandes. Where do we think, like, there's a press conference tomorrow, I think, and Amrin will probably tell us, but we think in 3-4 weeks. I mean, everyone's like doubting it because it's Bruno and he's only missed 2 games since he's been at United in the league. Some players sometimes can't be superhuman, and he has been superhuman till this point, but an injury is an injury and he's out, right? Like,
no, it's funny because I was listening, I can't even remember which podcast it was. I listened to quite a few, might have been on a YouTube show, but somebody I was listening to, I remember saying the week before, said, I'm worried about Bruno. He's not running in the same way as he was, and he looks like he's carrying his hamstring. And
seriously?
Then the next game, Bruno's like, hamstring goes. I'm like, either that guy is like, that is an amazing guess.
Yeah.
Or because
proper good observation.
Like, the whole conversation was like, can Bruno actually last a season? Can he keep doing this game after game after game? Like, he's not super old, but he's obviously like getting towards the latter stage of his career. So can he do it? And then obviously now he's pulled up. So it's not an injury that you can just ignore. He obviously tried to ignore it in that game at the weekend and tried to play on. Like, you just can't do it. So he's just going to have to wait. He's going to have to wait, and it's going to be at least 3 weeks. Like, there's no way he can just come back into the next game. Like, it's just too risky.
Yeah, too risky. And United will, It's a massive, massive loss, but I'm just interested to see how other players stand up. And I think that second half versus Villa showed us how Mason Mount in particular, I just think might thrive without Bruno, take up similar positions on a football pitch, regardless of where they are lined up.
Yeah,
and I think Cunha is going to love being the big fish. I think Cunha is going to love being on more of the set pieces and the penalties. And I think Cunha's opportunity is here. But yeah, of course, they're going to lack his creativity in the set piece.
But it's supposed to be Kobbie Mainoo. Like the whole point of the season is that he said, well, Kobbie's direct competition for a place is Bruno Fernandes, but he's the captain. He plays every minute. Like, that's pretty tough, but he needs to be patient. And Man United are a bit annoyed that Kobbie won't be patient and that he wants to play now. But he's a guy that was on the up and up and he doesn't want to stall. And obviously, we'll see. Like, obviously, it was reported he had a small calf injury. I don't know. I assume it's true, but I don't know if it's definitely true. To answer your question, Freddie. But if he is fit, then he should be going into the team. I don't personally believe that he will. And if he doesn't, then Kobbie Mainoo is definitely going to be knocking on the door saying, just get me out of here. And we'll see where he ends up. But Bruno will be a big loss just because of the lack of options. Like, Lisandro Martinez can't really play in midfield. Ugarte struggles.
Doesn't he play at the back? I know he's been out, but I'm seeing a back three of Luke Shaw, Heaven, and Yoro, and I'm like, Lisandro Martinez is better than all three of them.
I think he will now. I think now he's fit and like he's been forced to play. I think he probably will go into that back line. It's just a case of where he puts them. Like, Heaven's good, but he's young. Shaw actually has been pretty dependable.
Yoro, that first goal, honestly, he didn't get dug out
second
enough.
as well, to be honest.
Disgraceful.
The defending. I thought both of them, Yoro was a bit poor, to be honest.
He was, but when you look at the money spent on Yoro, I'm sorry, school kids close down quicker. Like, you have to be aware that Rodgers is gonna give him time and space, and he will turn and he'll hit that back stick.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was so naive that it happened twice. Honestly, I thought Yoro. I was like, how is he? What did they pay? 50 million odd for him? Like,
it was expensive. Yeah, Rio lauded it up, didn't he? Rio unveiled him.
Rubbish.
Yeah,
honestly, to not show aggression as a defender being shown out to a wide area like that and to give him the time and space, I thought was disgraceful. I thought it was shocking. I'd drop him.
Yeah, it's not good. I think they're really going to miss now Mazraoui as well at AFCON. Like, I hadn't really talked about it or thought about it too much because I thought they had enough numbers to get through. But Maguire's out, De Ligt struggling, and suddenly when that starts to happen, you're like, oh, we're playing Aiden Heaven. As I say, he's pretty inexperienced.
Raw.
So once then you're starting to take all these layers out of the team, and you're left with like a pretty raw set of players that haven't played together before. That's the other thing. Like, the replacements aren't bad. If you have Cunha going into a different role and you have Mason Mount playing more regularly and you're shuffling other people across, but the fact is they haven't done it before, and that affects people and that affects how your team functions. Anyway, we'll have to see.
CH asked about Pope. Obviously, he is flagged. We've seen Ramsdale playing. He's currently got a 75% chance of playing according to the FPL site, but I think Ramsdale might keep his spot. And I think there's been an opportunity. I think they've been waiting for an opportunity to give Ramsdale the number 1 jersey for a while, and I'm not sure Pope comes back in. I think he's probably a sell. Gave me bench boost 19 to cover all the rotation possibilities. Bench boost 19 is so risky because 19 comes straight after 18, remember. The 18 fixtures are all played on mainly the 27th, but some on the 28th and one on the 26th. And then straight away, Tuesday the 30th, you've got all the fixtures again. So it's effectively, for many, a Saturday, Tuesday turnaround. You're going to see a few key players benched on that. So the bench boost in 19, you'll do well to get 15 out. And you're going to need one or two that probably out of nowhere do get benched, which will annoy people, but it's just how it goes around this time of year.
Yeah, absolutely. I've just seen a report from someone saying Man United never intended to use Semenyo at wing-back, despite reports suggesting otherwise. The club were unwilling to distort their wage structure to get a deal done.
Well, they did with other players. I mean, what's Burma on?
They definitely were playing a wing back. Like,
I mean, they're not going to play in front three. They're so instead of Cunha or Mbermo.
Yeah. It's information wars out there, mate. It's information wars. It's always funny. I don't like it when I don't really knock down other people's stuff, you know. And if you, I just feel it's a petty game to play unless you like. The only places I like knocking down are like Ficheus, that Spanish sauce that is absolute nonsense. Indy Kyler, who is just a parody account.
Right. That one gets quite a lot of traction. I know that one.
So much traction, mate. And I cannot.
A lot of FPLers give that account tractions for some reason.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's my advice.
It's because he also tweets about players that haven't been called up to the squad or are injured, so it becomes FPL relevant. But
yeah, fair enough. Right, Lade says benching decision: play Calvert-Lewin instead of Wilson or Bruno Guimaraes. Or
I mean, Calvert-Lewin is honestly he's on a lot of benches. He scored 5 and 5, hasn't he?
Our producer, mate, he's had him on there every week.
This is the problem of having a squad set up of not a Mark Guiu slot in that role, but someone actually that's quite good in Calvert-Lewin. Would I start him in front of Bruno or Wilson? I don't know. I mean, all I'd say about Calvert-Lewin is at home, I'd want to be starting him in most fixtures. Away at Sunderland are very good defensively. Sunderland love defending. I benched Mukiele this week at Brighton. I really fancied Brighton to score. Sunderland just now to keep clean sheets. They've now kept back-to-back clean sheets against Newcastle and Brighton. I wouldn't be surprised to see Sunderland lock Calvert-Lewin out at home. So I probably would bench him.
Yeah. I'd bring him in for Wilson.
Thank you for the super chat, mate.
I'd bring him in for Wilson, personally.
Would you? Yeah. Which Wilson? I'm guessing we're talking Harry Wilson.
Harry Wilson, I'm assuming. But
Harry Wilson, by the way, very highly owned last night. He picked up a yellow card and therefore blanked. He got the 2 points. That was very good for non-owners. If he had scored last night, it would have done a lot of damage to a lot of ranks. I think he had around 1 million managers by Harry Wilson last week, which is quite phenomenal, really. Is Miley a good cheap punt? Andy Burton, yes. He's not a guaranteed first choice 11. We all know that. He's playing right back because Livermento's out. He's playing it really well. Livermento could come back in. Miley's on the bench, or Miley can play in the midfield 3. He has been benching Joel Linton a lot recently, and he's been playing like a Willock or a Ramsey in there. And I think Miley might be above both those players in the pecking order. He got man of the match against Chelsea. He's a proper local lad talent that Howe rates. I think 4.4 million for Miley as bench fodder, playing every now and then in a good fixture is a great punt. Him and Potts at West Ham are both really cheap. Obviously, you can spend 5 million and get like a Xhaka or someone nailed. But if that 0.6 or 0.7 or 0.8 matters to you, Elliot Anderson's great, but he's 1 million more. I'm very happy with a Miley because I'm going to need that million.
Yeah. I think, Lewis Miley, well, my kid's favourite player because he's number 6'7". But yeah, because they always shout it out, I've been paying more attention to him. I'm like, yeah, he's actually quite a good asset.
Yeah, he was so impressive. He got, I think, 17 or 18 defensive contributions against Chelsea. He had Garnacho in his
Fulham.
pocket. Yeah. Joe Cole did reference on commentary in England. He said, that reminded me of Maldini, the way he just shielded off Garnacho. And I was like, let's steady on here.
Let's leave that one there, shall we? Just park that.
Guys, thank you so much for watching. We're going to be back on Boxing Day, probably, for a deadline stream. There's only one game on Boxing Day, but therefore there is a deadline stream. It's Man United. Guys, we really appreciate you watching, and we want you to come back and watch every live show.
Absolutely. Happy Christmas, everybody. Hope you have a good one if you are celebrating. G, I hope you have a great one too, mate.
Thank you, mate.
I don't really drink these days. I was going to say I might be hungover, but I don't think there's really any chance of me being hungover.
Same.
So, yes, I'll just see you back here as normal, mate.
Thank you very much, you chasers. Have a good Christmas. Thank you from everyone at Chasing Green Arrows. Merry Christmas to all of you celebrating, and we will see you on Boxing Day. If you're just tuning in, go back and rewatch. And on the way out, guys, please do hit the like and subscribe button. We'll see you on Boxing Day.